guys, welcome back to my channel. It's G from Happiness and Crafting. So today I thought we'd have a play with some air dry clay and make some pretty little shabby dingly danglies. Now these ones are like diffusers ones where you put the lovely essential oils on them, which are just beautiful. So it's just air dry clay. I haven't sealed them because I want the oil to soak in, and so it's really smelly. So it gives us this beautiful smell. You can just hang them up wherever you like. Look at that, just beautiful, isn't it? So I've got that one which was made of hearts. This one I've just wrapped a little bit of the excess clay that I had left over and made a little sort of cone, and then hung some beads on it, and then I've just dropped some essential oils on there, and it just smells beautiful. Love them. And then I've got a bigger one here which is just beautiful. So this is some macrame string on there, little wooden bead, and then I've just dropped some essential oils on there. I wish you could smell it because they are lovely. Now the reason I sort of like did this, I had this idea, is because I was actually cleaning out my wardrobe. I was trying to get rid of some of my stuff, and I thought, oh, could do with something in my wardrobe to sort of like make it smell a little bit better, because sometimes they can not necessarily musty, but because obviously my wardrobe is shut up, we've got the doors on it, it needs a little bit of airflow really. But I thought these would be absolutely ideal. Now I was looking to buy some and I thought, really, we're crafters, so I'm sure we could make something. So I had some air dry clay. Now this is just a cheap one. This is €3.25, and I think 500 grams or something in there. I don't know. Yeah, 500 grams of it in here. So it's really, really inexpensive, and it's fab. So love them. So I thought we would just do this today. It's going to be in two sort of like bits because I'll leave it not for you but for me. So I'm going to be making some of these, leaving them to dry, and then we will come back and add some ribbon and bits and pieces to make them look pretty. I've also got some of this trim. I thought this would look really nice sort of like on the row, on the ribbon or something like that, so I might add that to them. But they're shabby, but they are pretty and sort of delicate, aren't they, today? So a little bit of making today, so I thought that would be really nice. So I'm going to pop these to the side. They just smell wonderful. I've got lots of different sort of essential oils because I use them in a burner anyway. Not a burner, in a diffuser. One of those electric ones where you put water in it, and I've got this one which is my favourite. It's a bit Christmassy, but it's orange and sandalwood, and it just smells absolutely gorgeous. So this is what I thought we would do today. I've got some bits ready to put together, but I'm just going to show you what I've been doing basically, so we can have a little play. Now my room is really hot at the moment because the sun comes straight in the morning. I do have my blinds down halfway because it's so bright, so I'm hoping you can sort of like, it's not too dark, but it is being so bright. Now what I've got some little popsicle sticks, or lollipop sticks as I call them. And what I've done, I've got these ones which are just plain, just the one single ones, and then I've just glued two together because that's the height I want. Now I did make some yesterday and these were too thin, and look, they just came out really sort of like wibbly wobbly. I left those overnight. So you can still use them because you can just drop a little bit of essential oil on there, pop it onto your shelf and have a nice little smelly area. So I've just taken two, glued them together. I've got a little rolling pin. This was from my the little Fimo clay that I was using, and I'm just going to pop this down, roll it out, and these will just give you, so it's the right sort of thickness like that. So I'm just going to roll that out. I've got a silicone mat. This is what I do my resin on to protect my table, and it's just absolutely perfect for this. So I'm just going to roll that out. You don't need a rolling pin, just use an old bottle or something. Now I've got a little cutter, so this is just a little heart one, and then I've got a smaller little heart one. These ones I've just had in my stash for ages and ages. They're not used for cooking, they are just used for, you know, making drawing around or cutting out or things like that. So this is what I'm going to use. Now my nails stick in this, so I always have little nail marks in there because they're a little bit too long. So I'm just going to take one each of these like that, pop that out. Now this is just so fun. So I'm sure you guys have got some air dry clay in your stash somewhere ready to go. I did have some, but it had gotten really hard. So if you're going to use it, I'm actually going to use up that whole pack, because leaving it open, it just, because it's coming to summertime now, it will just go really hard. So I'm going to make a few of these. I've made quite a few up there anyway, ready to go. Oh, so I'm going to just roll this back up again like that, and then I'm going to just do one like this. Now this is a one that's ready. It's going to dry. It's still a little bit damp, and I've just printed out love on there. So I'm just going to show you how to make that one. Very, very simple. Let's just pop these out here. Now you can do any designs. There is just a multitude of things that you can, you know, do. But I'm just sticking to hearts at the moment because I thought I could just be here for ages making lots and lots of different things. But I thought I would just do some hearts. And I'm going to take the thinner ones, just the one piece of this, because I want to make, oops, it's stuck. I want to just make that little, let me do that again, the little cone. So I'm just going to, you have to be quite quick with this because it will dry it out just by touching it. So this is quite a quick craft, really. Let's just roll it this way. And what I'm going to do now is just get a little, this is just from my Fimo stuff as well. What should we have? Should we have quite a big one on this one? I'm going to cut that little bit off. So we've got this. So you've got, now you don't have to have a raggedy edge, but I quite like that raggedy edge bit. Now I'm going to just quickly just roll that just a little bit more. I'll pick that up. And then you just twist that around just to make a little cone. Now this is going to be quite a big cone on this one. Just so it goes round like that. Now this is the bit that I would like to sort of write something on. So I'm going to just open that up, and it needs to be sort of on a little angle. Now I've got these little, these are from BB Crafts, so they're just letters and numbers on there. And they're quite small. You can use little stamps if you've got little rubber stamps, but I'm just going to write love on there. It's quite small, but it just, you know, gives it something on there as well. And you can sort of like stick little things on there. You can sort of like make a little flower out of this as well. I'll show you how to do that in a minute. I do have like a little, can you see that? Just says love on there. Hoping you can see that. Then just wrap it round, just wrap it round your finger like that. And just, but you need a hole in the top, so you need to have a hole so we can have a little bit of twine or ribbon or something to go through it. There we go, and that says love on there, and that will just sort of like hang up like that. I'm just going to squash that in so it's stuck together. You can wet it and stick it together, so make sure you've got like a little hole in there like that, and then I'm just going to stand it up so it's just, you're just making like a little cone. Now the other thing I've got is some little molds. Now this is just a cheap one from Temu, and I'm just going to squash this up. It's like a little daisy, sort of a daisy mold. So we're just going to squash that in there, and you can use whatever molds you want, or use anything you like to make a little flower or something like that. So just push that in. Now you can leave it to dry in there, or let's get it off my fingers. You can just pull it back like that and it will come out. Not very easily, but it will come out. I've done lots of these, and just because I'm doing it on camera, it's not going to come out, is it? It's a bit thin. I think it's a little bit too thin, actually. Let's just take these out. There we go. So if you do any resin bits, you can, and you've got little molds, you can use those. Or if you've made your own molds, you can use those as well. Okay, just squeeze it around the sides, look, and that will come out. And look at that lovely little daisy. Sort of like a daisy, or it could even be like a little sunflower. So that's that one. Shall we make another one quickly? Because I do like these. I think they're fab. So I'm going to push these. I've got lots that I can make. I've got a few that I'm going to put together in a minute. I'll show you. Let's just stick that in like that. Open them up. So this is quite a nice one. So if you wanted to sort of make these in the evening and just leave them to dry overnight, then that would be ideal. Look, they're just beautiful. I did have another mould here which had little roses in, but it just didn't work. They just didn't come out, and they looked really, you know, it looked awful. So this one is quite nice because it's I think you've got a bigger area there. The other one was too deep, and trying to get out the wet clay was sort of impossible. Just messed it all up. I'm going to make these. Can we use up this bit of clay? So let's just stick those in there like that. Open it up. Oops. There we go. Look at that. Just push it down gently, but they are just so pretty. Look at that. It's just, oh, just so pretty. And these are lovely to put on little picture frames as well. Now I'm going to put that to the side because that's a tiny, tiny bit. Okay, let's get this a little bit cleaner. And what I'm going to do now, I'm going to take a lovely little heart. That can stick there. I'm going to take this little heart and these. Now, I've got some here which I made earlier, which I'd like to put together as well. I've got some little beads. These, they can go over there for later. So I've got 4 of them. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take this one. I'm going to take the little one and I want to pop him on the top. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to take a little bit of water, just spray a little bit of water on there. Oops, get my paintbrush. This has got, oh, this has got pink in it. We don't want pink, do we? I had some, I was using some ink to colour it and it looked absolutely awful. So I'm not going to be doing that. Let me just get rid of this. Clean my brush, which I didn't do before. There we go. Because we don't want pink on it, do we? So got enough pink? There we go. I think it's all gone. A little bit of water on the side. I'm going to put this in the middle. It's still got a little bit of pink on it. So if you've ever made anything in clay, you need to sort of like make sure it will stick to each other. So you usually wet it and then just sort of like score it a little bit. It gives it something to sort of like cling on to. Like that. So all I'm going to do, just wet that. Yeah, this has still got pink on it, but that will be alright. Pop that in the middle. Squash it down. Now remember, these are all handmade, so they don't have to be perfect. There we go. Like that. Perfect. I'm going to just leave the little heart on this one. Maybe I'll put, I think actually on this one I did a bigger heart. No, I did. I used this on there. This was a heart, but I couldn't get it out of that very well. I don't know where they came from. But that's going to go on there. And then I'm going to take these again and write love on there, because they're the ones that I'm liking at the moment. So we just stamp in there. Now again, you don't have to stamp if you don't want to stamp it. I just think these look fabulous. It's my friend's birthday on Monday, so she can have one of these as well. So that's going to go on there. Now we need to make a little hole so we can hang it up. So let's just pop a little hole in there. Pops a hole in there like that. Now again, you can pop a little hole in the bottom, or maybe I'll do that on this one, and then we can dingle dangle something off there. A little bead or something. So a hole at the top and a hole at the bottom, and that's the back. So I'm going to pop that one there. I'm going to take one of these. These are a little bit drier because I did these a little bit earlier. So we'll pop a little hole in there. I'm going to score this just a little bit. A little bit of water on there. This one's quite wet, so I'm just going to stick that on the top. Just squash that down. Now this has got little holes in it. I'm going to just add a few more holes because I sort of like squashed that down. And when you've got all these like little holes and little crevices in here in the flowers, look, we've got a bit of a dent there. That's what sort of like holds in the oil. So it will go all into those little crevices, so it will be quite nice to keep those. So if you've got something on there that you can, if I've got a big dent in there, but that's okay, that will hold the oil, it's quite nice. So there's that one. Take another one, and I'm going to put a couple of these around, I think. Actually, I might cut that in half. Do you think I'll be able to do that? Let me just wipe this off. Just, oh. This, go along the edge. Oh, I like that. That's lovely. So let's just put a little bit on here. Like this. Let's make a little hole. So like I said, use what you've got. If you've got some air dried clay, you can just sort of like, you can make yourself a little template out of card and then just cut around it. You can make little diamonds, you can make your own little sort of flowers on there. Let's just push that down so it goes onto there, and then we will have one up here. Let's put you like this. I'm going to sort of push it around a little bit like that. Oh, that looks good, doesn't it? The other thing with this is when it's dry, you can file it with a nail file. Just to get these little edges a little bit nice and neat. So that goes on there like that. That's lovely. So we could have that one, or I could just take another one and just cut a little bit off. Not quite all half. Let's just cut this little side bit off. Pop that just so it's a little bit bigger. Oh, look at that. That's fabulous, isn't it? Do you like that? Let's just score that, just a little bit of water on there, just to hold that on. Let's get, I've got all these little tools that you can sort of like pick up really sort of cheaply. Just rub that. You see, just rub that over. Like that. Stick that down. Look how pretty that is. Let's just go in and tidy it up. Just go in and give it a little poke. Like that. So should I just come in just a fraction? Am I a little bit too far away? What's that like? Can you see that? Look at that. Isn't that just gorgeous? Hanging up. Here we go. So that's perfect. I'm going to come back out again because sometimes I go a little bit too close. So loving that. What I might actually do, I'm going to make some little sort of dotty holes on this. Just in like little sets of 3. Like little triangles, just to give it, because I've got a few marks on here, it just sort of like distracts from the marks and it gives it a little bit of texture. Now again, you don't have to put oils on these. If you don't want to put oils on these, then you can sort of like paint them, but I don't want to paint them because I don't want it to be sealed. I want the oils to soak into the clay. Oh, look at that. That's beautiful. I'm loving it. Let's pop you up there. Let's do this little one. This one is drying out quite quickly. Let's pop a little bit of water over the top. There we go. What should we do with this one? Should we pop a little heart up there? Oh, I could pop a little bit of the flowers on this one, couldn't I, there as well? Let's do that. Let's make a little hole first. Shall I come in a little bit? There we go. Move you up. So I'm just going to pop a little hole in there. Did that go through? There we go. Little hole there. Like that. We shall score this little bit. Little bit of water. A little bit of water on there. Pop that on. Stick that on. I'm going to pop another little heart if I can down here. Shall I? Oh no, maybe not. Maybe I'll just put a little flower down there. Do you think that's a bit too much? Not really, is it? I think it will look pretty. I'm going to just chop this little, tiny little bit off there, just so it will go around this bit. A little bit of water. Pop that on. Squash that down. Make sure it's all tidy here. There we go, look at that. I think that's just so lovely. Not that you can really see the heart on that one too well. So I think I'm going to add a little bit of the flower. Less. I think I might actually. Let's move that up. Just cut it down like this. Do you think that will work? Just cut it so it's got that heart shape. Then I just need to just cut that bottom bit off and mould it in. There we go. Just score that like that. Wet it. Pop that on top. Squash that down, can you see? Just so we've almost got the little, the heart is the flower. Just gonna blend that in like that. Oops. A little bit of water. We don't want that little bit in there. Just blend it in. Lovely. Look at that. Isn't that just so pretty? Just so pretty. This is why if you've got some flowers, make a few, because you will probably use quite a lot on here if you're going to use flowers. I'm just going to cut that tiny little end bit off. Oops. Look at me, I'm right at the end. I'm going to just, did you see that? I'm going to put that on there, but I want to just cut this little bit off. Just there. Like that. And pop that on there. Again, we're going to add a little bit of water. We are going to score it just here. Probably do a little bit bigger than that actually. Just pop that on. Squash it down, and again we are just going to blend that in. On there. You can do it with your fingers, you don't need the tools. You can just rub it over with your fingers like that. But how pretty is that? And then all these little bits you can just drop in the lovely essential oils. Let's just blend that in. Look at that, isn't that just beautiful? I think they are lovely. This one is hard. This one I've just put love on there, and then we've got the little daisy, and then I've just put some little dots in there. So that's that one. And I'm quite liking them, this colour, obviously. The white, it's sort of like a creamy white, which is lovely. But on this one, I added some wax. Can you see? It's sort of like got that lovely pink shiny glint to it. And just a tiny bit, just on the edges. I don't want to cover all of it because we need the essential oils to soak in. But just to give it, because I've got like a pinky ribbon on there. It's just given it that little shiny bit to it, which is just beautiful. So shall we, that's probably about it. I've got these little ones here. So we've got this one. Oh, these are just beautiful. This one's dry, so we can pop you out of the way. We've got these ones, but I'm loving, as you can probably tell, the little daisies on there. Look at that. They are just beautiful, aren't they? So, shall we put the rest of these little daisies onto here? What do you think? Just put these on your shelf. You could just pop them in a little bowl. If you've got so low potpourri or something like that that you have, you could drop these in there with a little bit of essential oil on. I quite like that idea actually. Let's just stick that on there. You don't necessarily need to have a hole in them. You could just put them on a little shelf somewhere. Here, there and everywhere. Just so you've got a nice little smell coming off. So I've got 3 left. So let's just do all 3. A little bit of water. I'm just going to spray a little bit of water down there. Pop that on there. Stick this little one on top. I've got another one here. That can go on there. That can stick on there. Another one. A little bit of water. And that can stick on there like that. Just tidy the edges up a little bit. Not that it really matters too much. Just I mean, because like I said, these things are handmade, so don't expect it to be perfect. You can just sort of like squash that down. That will stick to each other like that. Actually, you could probably pop a little magnet on the back of there. That's a good idea. That's quite a good idea. And then you could just have a little smelly magnet. There we go. There's this one. A little bit of a tidy up. Like that. Use my paintbrush. Just to smooth that off. Make sure they're stuck down. Now do come back to them and make sure that they're flat. So have a check on them every now and again. I'm going to leave these for a little while. For you it will be like 2 minutes, and then I will let you know how long I've left them for when I come back. I'll just double check how long it takes them to dry, and then I will tidy my mess up. I will get some ribbons and laces out. I will get some more. I've got some lovely essential oils downstairs that I will go and get. And then once these are dry, we can finish them off and make lovely little dingly danglies. And don't forget, we did these ones as well, which are fabulous. I'm loving them, like these little ones. So this is what we're aiming for, something like this, which is just beautiful. And how lovely is that as a gift to give somebody? You could actually even make that into like a little fairy, couldn't you? Little fairy's dress with a little, you could put another bead at the top, I expect. That would be quite nice too. Lots of ideas, guys, lots of ideas. So I'm going to tidy this mess up, and when they're dry I will be back. So 2 seconds. Okay guys, so they're all nice and dry now. I did leave them overnight. I got a little bit waylaid on doing something else, but they are all lovely and dry, so they are perfect. I did look at them probably 2 hours afterwards, and they were pretty dry, but they just had a little bit of you could see it was a bit damp on the back. So make sure, if you're going to do it, probably leave it overnight so that they're all nice and hard, and then when you add the oils, you know it's going to sort of like soak in really, really well. So I am absolutely loving them. I think they just came out really, really beautiful, and I love it that they don't have any actual colour on it. I think they look really, really pretty. But again, if you didn't want to add essential oils onto them, you can paint them and make them look pretty. So it all depends how you would like to do it. Now this one, these are little ones which are just on the hearts and the little flowers. I've added a tiny little magnet to this one, just with a little bit of hot glue. It's just a tiny little one. I got these off, did I get these off Amazon? I don't know, I can't remember. But they're brilliant. I'm just going to find something. What have I got? Let's just see if it will stick to a pair of scissors. Oh, there we go. Look at that. So that's quite a tough little magnet on the back of that. So isn't that lovely? So you could put that onto, obviously, a little fridge magnet, or wherever, onto a little metal mirror or something like that. Pop a little bit of essential oil on there, and it's just a nice little fragrance flower, which I think would be really, really lovely. The other thing that I had was like this little clip. It's like a little badge. They put on a little badge, a brooch. And I was just thinking I might just glue that onto that there. And you can sort of like clip that on, maybe sort of like on your curtain. Just a little one, so it smells nice, just a little odour coming off, a pretty smelly one. Or just clip it onto a lampshade. I just think that will look really nice. Now I've got my glue gun on, so I'm actually going to just pop a little bit of glue on there, and stick that on. Now hold that tight because it's metal, so it will take the heat like that. So there we go, look at that. It's pretty good on there. Look at that. So that's what I'm going to do. Pop that on. I'm going to think, I've got my little lampshade downstairs, so I'm going to attach this to the lampshade. Now I just want to show you, I've got some essential oils here. These are the ones that I use in my little diffuser, which are lovely, and I love this cherry blossom. I think it's fabulous. So all I'm going to do is take some oil, some of this, and just pop a little drop on there. Now this is quite strong, so you know, your oils, just drop a little bit. I'm going to pop that in the middle. Some of the oils as well will have a colour to them. They're not all clear, so take that into account if you know when you're adding them. But look at that, so that's just going to smell just gorgeous, and I've popped it in the middle so it will sort of spread out a little bit, but that's beautiful. I'm going to pop some oil on this one. What shall we have? Shall we have jasmine? So these are beautiful. Gosh, I'm going to have lovely smells coming from here. Can you see? This one's yellow. I'm going to add a bit more because I love this jasmine. I think that's beautiful. Oh, I wish you could smell them. I really do, but that's lovely. So where's my scissors again? Leave them flat until the oil soaks in, and then once it's soaked in, it's not going to drip, because sometimes the essential oils can stain. So make sure and try not to get it directly on your skin either, but I think they are just beautiful. So let's make some of these up, shall we? Now, what did I have? I had these, I found. Let's just open this up. Which way does this open? I had some little beady things that I made. This was one we made a little while ago, which I think would look quite nice hanging from in there. Look, don't you think that would look really nice? So I might do that one. And I've got some of these. This little one, I actually attached this together because I thought we could. Let's pop that one with that. Do this one and I have that dangling from the bottom. I've got little pearls on here, so let's see, what shall we put on here? I've got some, do you think that will fit? I'm not sure whether this is going to be a bit too thick, but this is so pretty. Let's have a look. Shall I cut this down? Do you think I'm going to get that through there? Yes, we are. Look at that. Oh, look at that. That's so pretty. Now I'm going to make that quite long because I'm going to tie that in a knot. Now, do you think, I don't think, well, I'm going to get a little pearl on there, am I? I have got some bits. Look, I've got a pot of sort of like broken jewellery. Here, let's just move that out of the way. I've got so much. I've got this one, but I think that's going to be a bit too big. Look at all these. Look at that. That's fabulous, isn't it? That's sort of like a clay. Will that go? I think that might work. What do you think? There's no way I'm going to get ribbon through these holes. Oh, that's quite a big one. Oh, that's got a big hole in it. Oh, I love having a rummage through these. Look, these are just beautiful glass ones. These are stunning. I love those, but the holes are way too small. I'm going to try these. Let's put that to the side. Shall we have a clear one? I just want to do it so it will hold this sort of like ribbon together, like that. What do you think? It's going to be a bit of a nightmare to get through. Let's just give it a go. I know I'm not the best at threading things through. I might be able to sort of poke that in. God, I'm dreadful. I could probably pop a little bit of tape over that and thread it through like that. Let's have a little poke. Should we just poke it through? Oh look, all my stuff's just stuck to my magnets there. Let's just have a little poke in there. Let's have a look. Oh, maybe not. Won't come through. Should have really got this organised first, but let's just poke that through. Ooh, might be too thick. Might be a little bit too thick to go through there, but yeah, it's going to be a bit of a palaver popping that through there. Maybe we'll have, I think this ribbon's a little bit too thick to have two lots going in. Let's put that down. Let's twiddle that round. This has got a huge big hole in it, so there we go. That's better. Let's turn this round. Let's make it look pretty. We want it to be pretty because we need it to look shabby, don't we? So there, just so it holds that ribbon together like that. And then all I'm going to do is tie a little knot in this. There. And then this can be hung up, can't it? I'd rather have it, you know, that's lovely, isn't it? Oh, I do like that. Let's cut these off so they look tidier. Where's the end? There we go. Whew, we got a hot day today. I believe if you're in the UK, you have fabulous weather there as well at the moment. Oh, I've got threads here from my glue gun then. Oh, everywhere. Look at that. Oh, I love it. Right, now we need to attach something to here. I have got my little jump rings. Now I'm going to use the biggest one. Oh look, these are all stuck together. Let's have my... Oh, there's an open one there that will do. Let's put those in there. Pop this through there. Then attach a little dingly dangly. Can't do anything without a little dingly dangly, can we? Oopsie daisy. Let's pop that on there. Oh, look at that, guys. Isn't that just gorgeous? It's not over the top, sort of like shabby today. It's just sort of like a little prettiness, isn't it? That's beautiful. I am loving that. I did have these that I was thinking of putting on there as well. I might actually just take one of these little flowers off. I do have some roses somewhere, but I do like this colour. So I think this has been glued on. I think they glue gun these things on. Look at that beautiful rose. I think that would work well, and that will stop that bead moving. Oh, I think I'm going to do that, most definitely. Let's pop a little bit of glue on there. Pop that on. Just pop that on top of that little bead, like that. Oops. Beautiful, and then you could just hang that up. That can be hung over anything. Just what I mean, a little door handle or something like that, just with a little bit of smelly on it. How beautiful. And that's the other one. I don't want to break them. What shall we pop on there? I'm going to pop a little bit of rose on this one, because we have a little rose on there. Now again, I'm not quite sure whether this is going to stain it or not. Let's just move it around. I've got an awful lot on there. Just lie it down like that, just to soak that in. Look, I've got a little bit on there. Cool, that's a strong one. Just going to get a little bit of paper, just rub it off. See, look, that stains on there, so do be careful if you're going to use them. I'm going to leave that to the side. Gosh, that's a very strong rose flavour. That's beautiful. Right, look at this. Look at that. Oh, just beautiful, isn't it? I I did have some of this lovely pink. Now this is a pink one that I dyed a little while ago, and I coloured that with some of my Liquitex inks, and I just think that's really, really pretty. Should we put that on there? Do you think we can get... Okay, let's have a look. Do you think we are going to get... Is that a tiny little hole? That's a bigger hole. Let's take some of these out. Got some of these, I think. It's a little one. We shall see if we can get these through. I do have a little needle. Okay, that goes through the end of that one. Right, shall we put this through? Do you think that will go through there? What I think I will do, just cut that off a little bit. Thread that through if I can. My dreadful threading. What should I do? Cut a little bit of this off. I'd rather have it too much than not enough. Pull that through like that. It's a bit awkward, wasn't it? There we go. Now, what I do need to do is try and thread both of those through there. Do you think that's possible? I have another needle. This has got a bigger eye, but oh yeah, that will go through there. Will it go through this one? Oh, it will. Okay, let's try that one. Gosh, that rose essential oil is very strong, but then again, I did put a huge amount on there, probably a little bit too much actually, but it smells amazing. Okay, let's see. Oh, look at that, that's gone through. Woohoo, there we go, lovely. Let's see if I can get a little one through. What do you reckon? Not sure that's going to go through all of them. Let's go for the bigger one first. Not quite sure. No, I'm pushing that, aren't I? It's not going to go through both of those. It's not going to go through the two of them. So let's just go through one of them. Let's do this little one. No, let's do the big one. That went through though, didn't it? Yeah, that's gone through, but I think it's just a little bit too much for the two of them. There we go, fabulous. Lovely. Let's take this out. Do you think I'll be able to do both? Let's give it a quick go. I could do with obviously a bigger hole in my pearl, really. Not sure whether that's quite tight, isn't it? Sorry guys, I'm a bit faffing about here. Let's see if I can pull that through. Oh, look at that. Did that come through? I think it's come through. Yes! Bit of brute force. Which is the end that I want to come through? This one? This one. Bit of brute force coming through there. There we go. Right, let's put my needles in my little what's it called? Okay. I think we're just going to have one on there because that was a bit of a palaver, wasn't it? Look at that. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I'm loving it. Now I'm going to just tie this up like that. Yes, definitely get pearls or a little bead which has got a bigger hole. But I'm going to make this one just a tiny bit longer. Like that. Because we've got a little bit at the top, I'm going to make a little bow. Like that. Perfect. You could probably add a bit more ribbon and stuff on there. I mean, you could pop another little bow or something on top, but I think once that's sort of settled down a bit, oops, you'll probably have a nice little bow on there. Gosh, what a palaver. There we go. Look at that. That's beautiful. I love it. Right, shall we have, I think I've got way too much oil on there. It is going in gradually, but I'm going to just dab a bit of it off because that's going to take ages just to soak in. There we go. That's a little bit better. Can you see how it's obviously a lot darker? I'll wait and see if it will, you know, go a little bit lighter, but I just love them. They smell amazing. I really, really do wish you could smell them. They are beautiful. So I'm going to actually, I've got to smell all sorts of things in here. This is gardenia. So we are going to add just a little bit, not as much. We're going to add it onto all of them. Just a tiny bit. Just on there. Leave that to settle. Oh, I just love these. Oh, my house is going to smell beautiful. It smells beautiful in here. Look at these. Right, I'm going to leave these ones. So we've got little clips. We've got the little dingly dangly ones like that. That's the one I made before. Oh, actually, I must remember to pop a little bit. Let me put this here so I remember, because I'll probably forget. I'm going to do this little one like this. Now we need to hang this through there, so I'm going to do that with some of this lovely wax thread. This is what I normally use for my book binding, isn't it? So I'm going to just tie a little knot on there, look, just to hold that through on there, because I would like this bit. Let's cut this bit off like that. That will come through. I want to do it like this little one here, so we've got some beads and the little dingly dangly all the way through like that. So let's cut this off. Like I say, I'd rather have too much than not enough. So let's put this through like that, and then we need to know where to put a little bead. Don't want to hide too much of it, so we want that dingling down. So we need to put a bead this end, don't we? Let's take this off. I did that all completely wrong. What sort of bead shall we put on it? I've got little beads here. I've got little pink beads here. Like this. Let's put a little one of these on. Like that. Pop that through. Just a little seed bead. Do you think that will go through there? It's not, it's too big. It's too small, I mean. Let's have one of these little pink ones. This will definitely go through. Like that. Going to thread that back through. And then we are going to figure out where to put that bead. Okay, it's going to be really quite low here, so I'm just going to tie this in a little knot so that doesn't fall down. Just like a little double knot. Let's just see if I need to make that a little bit lower. So a little knot on there. That bead will come down, so that sort of holds it. Stick that through. There we go. And that just dangles through, can you see? Just dingly dangly, that's enough. And then what we will do, what should we have? Little pink ones? I don't think I'll use the little pearls because they're a little bit too small. These are beautiful little pearls, but it's just going to be too difficult for me to start threading it on the video because they are tiny, tiny. We'll have one of those, we'll have one of these, and then we'll have one of these beautiful clear ones. Now, these are just little seed beads that I pick up from here and there as I go out and about. Now, these are from BB Crafts. These are beautiful. These are like little spacer beads, but they've got like little shiny bits. They got like little, what are they called? Rhinestones on them, which are lovely. So one of those. One of those. You just make these up however you like. Shall we have another one of these? Pop that through. So yeah, if you've got, like I always say, if you've got bits of broken jewellery and stuff like that, it's a great way to use it up, isn't it? And add all these lovely, lovely bits. I have got so many beads. Now, one of my things that I would absolutely love to do, which I think you'd have to have a billion beads, is to do one of those little bead curtains. Wouldn't that be beautiful? Very boho, isn't it? But I think that would look absolutely gorgeous. I don't think Andy would quite like it, but I would love one. So we're going to have one of those, one of these. These will probably be really nice, sort of like, even if you hang it in your car, on your sort of like mirror. Wouldn't that be nice? Something like this. Hanging off there with a little bit of smelly on it. I'm going to have another one of these, because these are lovely. I'm sure my daughter would love one of these. And I'm going to give one to my friend as well. So we'll have this one. And one of these. Do you think that's enough? I think that's probably enough, isn't it? Look at that. Just beautiful, isn't it? Look at those little beads, can you see? There we go. I'm going to do a little knot at that top. Like that. I'm going to lie that down. I'm going to get one of my big needles, pop it through the loop and just pull that down, and it will get you a nice little tight knot right on the end. And then we can do a little loop as well, or a biggish loop like that, if we can. Again, I'm going to get my little needle and pull that right down to there. Because it's wax, it's got the wax thread, it's holds itself, it doesn't sort of move, does it? Let's just pull that off. And look at that, that's just beautiful. And that says love on there. Now I'm going to use, what shall we use? I'm going to use this one, which is the orange and sandalwood. don't think this one actually stains it. I'm going to just add just a little bit. This one's a lot clearer. I think it will dry. I'm not quite sure whether they're dry clear. Not that it really matters. So that one is going to go on there. I shall lie that down. So yes, I'll link a couple of these little smellies under the video, just in case you, oh my gosh, you fancy some or have a little peek. I'm sure you can probably pick them up in your local little shops, wherever you are. Oh. Let's put these on. Right, let's have a look at what we have done. That's beautiful. Look at that. Look at that hanging up. Isn't that just gorgeous? I love them. So we've got that one. We've got this little diddy one. Let's pop up these over there. I have got this one, which is lovely. And actually, if you covered the whole of your little flower, it looks like it's sort of like coloured then, doesn't it? I might actually do that. Oh, let's add a little bit of this. Let me just show you before I forget. This is just some pink, really pretty pink. Can you see that on my finger? I'm just going to rub around the edge just to make them a little bit prettier. Just a little bit on that flower. As long as you don't seal the whole thing, because obviously the oil needs to soak in, so you need it a little bit. Just lift that up. Go in there a little bit. You need the wax will sort of like seal it, and you don't really want it to be sealed. But that's so pretty. Let's do that up tight. Can you see it's just got like a tiny little sparkle to it. I'm going to do this one as well because this is so pretty. I do like this one. Just around the edge. I do have silver and gold in these as well, in this wax. But I thought the pink would just be so pretty on these little shabbies. I'm going to just try and, oops, don't make too much mess. Can you see that? Just a little bit on that. I haven't done that very tidy. But, oh, these are smelling amazing. Look at that. That's just so pretty. Isn't that a beautiful gift? I think that's a really lovely handmade gift for somebody. I think they're just beautiful. Now let me just quickly wipe that off my finger. Like that. Oh, I was going to put some on that magnet, wasn't I? But that's okay. That's that one. Okay, guys, I think that's probably it for today. Let me put these bits back in there, out of the way. I'll do this one in a minute, but you get the idea now. We've got this little one, which was our little pin. And that can, like I say, can just clip onto a little lampshade. You can pop it onto your bag, but be careful because I think they're a little bit fragile. So don't go knocking it about. But if you've got something that you can pop it on that's just going to sort of like stay there, it will be fine. So again, on the little, clip it onto a curtain. Again, make them bigger. You can make them a lot bigger than that. That's just like a little diddy one. This is our little magnet one, which is beautiful. And again, any style. You can just do any style you like. But I thought I would just do some hearts because I think they are just lovely. So we've got that one, we have this one, we have this one, I've got those to do, and then we have the little dingly danglies, which are beautiful. So there we go, guys. That is your Shabby Saturday video for today. I think they are really lovely, and a lovely little shabby simple little project today. Nice simple one, isn't it? So thank you so much for joining me. Have a fantastic rest of the day. Look at these. Oh, I love them. I'm going to finish the rest of them off. You know how much I love sort of like dingly dangly bits as well. I'm going to finish the rest of them off, and then I'm going to go and hang them around my house. So there we go, guys. Have a fab rest of the day. Please take care, stay safe, and I will see you soon. All right, guys. Bye-bye.